Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam. Yeah. What's going on in the world? Let me take a wild guess and say probably some bullshit. And yes, that's exactly what we got going on. Some bullshit. As usual. I've been trying to I've been on daddy duty hardcore. And I've been going back and forth between that and pondering all of the shit that it takes for me to get this business idea off the ground. And as usual, I tend to bite off. I won't say bite off more than I can chew, but I'll say I can't do small things. I can't do small shit, which is why I kind of struggle with the YouTube thing. From time to time, I should be way more productive with it, and I can use my creativity to kind of manifest more what it is that I want. But I'm an aspiring filmmaker, man. YouTube is like playing around to me. Um, so there's that. Um, but this business idea that I've been working on that I have. It's a big idea. It's a big idea. Greenbox Media, what up, man? What up, Nanya? I don't know if either one of y'all was, or anybody that's here, um, seeing my last two live streams. Those were the two live streams I did in one day, and it was the first live streams that I had did in a while. And as usual, when I ain't did a live stream in a while, I be going off. I be I be wilding, bro. I be wilding. I be having pent up aggressions, man, because what I be what I want people to understand behind everything that I do and say, even if and when I'm wrong, is that I mean well. If you ask me what it is that I want for the world, it'd be a whole bunch of fluffy love shit, bro. If I can do what I want with it, I wouldn't say, well, first I would rise to power and then kick the shit out of these people over there. Like the government type shit, what it is that they do, because they are in a position to kind of do some things to the world with all this influence, power, and control and resources that they got control over, shit like that. And not just government, but really pay attention to the lawyers that make the laws behind how these businesses run and shit like that, what's legal and what's not, and all this other shit. The amount of information that goes into educating those people and then following even one of these motherfuckers, 20, 30, 40 year career and keeping tabs on it all to make it sure, man, it's impossible. You get so high in these different kinds of positions that not only can you actually play God on the earth, and I feel like that's what they're doing, and I think they know that that's what they're doing. They're constantly trying to do exactly that. But it's more than that because they want to create a sense of acceptance that we have for the power that we recognize that they have over us, for the fact that they give us certain things, but then they bully the resources, and then they want us to praise Apple, GM, and all these other places, Boeing, you know, for what it is that they give the world. And it's a bittersweet thing because I love the fucking idea of flight. I think it's an awesome thing. I worked in the aerospace industry for 11 years. First time I ever got on a plane was for work. And it was also the first time I ever seen the ocean because we went straight to California, and it was all a beautiful thing. I'll never forget it. And out of my career in that, and understanding the ins and outs of what makes a plane fly, all of the parts, bro. We handle parts from airplanes, all types of airplanes, Airbus and all of the Boeing planes, man. So I've seen a lot and know a lot about how all of that works, way more so than the average person. The average person doesn't even know that this market exists for what this job was. And and it's a beautiful thing because regardless of how much I understand the science um, of how an airplane flies, seeing all the parts that go into the mechanics of making an airplane fly, don't none of it matter to me. I'm still amazed and in awe that humanity, you know, created that. Because you gotta, break some eggs if you want that omelet. So, there's some tragedy. Plane crashes. We're not gonna talk about September 11th in New York and all that other shit, but let's talk. I mean, we talk about it if we want to, maybe later. But tragedies happen, but the actual act of flight, the fact that we can do that, I'm forever amazed by that, man. I'm impressed by the science of it, regardless of where it takes us after that. That's enough for me. Same thing with the gun, man. I'm impressed by the mechanics and the science behind it, and what power that you know yields to a man, bro. It's not throwing a spear or a rock. It's not even a slingshot. Fuck a slingshot. I know slingshots get busy. Fuck a slingshot, bro. Quarter mile away. Boom. Fuck is you talking about? Guns are crazy. It's a beautiful thing, even when you look at all of the tragedy that follow. But this is the shit that we do to ourselves. But back to the matter. They take these things and then they have us praise them for it. And it's always bittersweet like that. But I think that we can get all of the sweet with a little bit less of that bitter shit. But we give them this control and we give them this godlike position that they can hold this power and go unchecked. No, no, great power, you finna get checked, bro. Because we know what you can do up there now. High levels of scrutiny and harsh fucking punishment when we catch you fucking around. Because we're not gonna ride on your magic carpet through a hell that you created while you try somehow to get us to praise you and back down when you deserve to fucking fight. We're not doing none of that. We're not supposed to be doing none of that like that. And this is what the fucking problem is. But why can't we get to that? Why can't we get to that understanding? I can't even ask a motherfucker military, judge, cop, lawyer. I don't give a fuck who you are. Constitutional lawyer, fuck y'all. Y'all are helping their delusion, and it sounds good, but that's a delusionary thing right there. Because I shouldn't have to depend on some intellectual hurdle for me to jump myself, or to put trust in another man that he is jumping enough to represent me in a contract that I am no party to whatsoever. Anyway, this fucking Constitution and say that I will ride my entire fucking life. The only one that I know that I have, really, I'm in here. That's all I know is that I'm in here, and I don't know what's before or after. I'm locked in right here for whatever that's worth on your spiritual journey. Let's take it right there on the surface level, right? I was supposed to take that, how valuable that is to me, and say, I put it in the hands of these fucking strangers and hope they get this Constitution contract thing right. And it's wishy-washy because it keeps changes, and I got to deal with what was here at the time in history that my soul showed up in this fucking meat suit. What do y'all got here when I got here? This is what I have to deal with. It's kind of crazy, bro. And I know this is how life works. What I'm telling you is that if this is how it must be, I want full total control of all my shit, bro. If I own myself, let me rock like that. If I don't, I won't answer to that. If somebody can tell me that somehow I don't own myself, that I owe anything, any obedience to any of them at all about nothing that they ever have to say. I'm talking about government control, man, on any level. Any cop, judge, lawyer, mayor, senator, governor. Who the fuck are you really? Who the fuck are you really, bro? You jumped into something that you could have easily not have been qualified for. You got skeletons in your closet. Maybe you're not even qualified. Maybe before or after you got into that office. Where was your disqualification? You got to be morally superior to me as a person for me to step aside and go, you got it, Captain. Well, what should I do? You got to be morally superior to me to get me to do that. If you got skeletons in your closet and blood on your hands, you disqualified yourself. And I don't need a constitution to tell me that. What is that for? I think what I just worded right now is a stronger foundation for the rest of the human rights than what is ever written in the Constitution. And that's off the top of my fucking head the way I worded that. Fuck is y'all talking about? I don't see enough intellectual push by men who are also put together well enough to understand that while we do battle with these motherfuckers, I'm going to keep this gun in my hand. People who talk this freedom shit that don't speak on the gun issue or bring a gun with them on their, I think you crazy. Because I want to be a fucking Buddhist fucking monk. I want to paint a self-portrait in a meadow with the flowers and the tall grass blowing in the fucking breeze while my kids run around and play. That's what I want to do, but they won't let me. Now I'm upset by that. I take great offense to that I can't chill. Everywhere I turn, I see a whole bunch of shit that to me is clearly, obviously, and dangerously in the way of my soul's journey that should be way more peaceful than what the fuck we have going on. And I don't know why y'all will march on down a path on your barefoot path through life that no one thinks to go get a fucking broom to sweep the path when there's broken glass, snakes, rusty nails, broken concrete and potholes and shit. And ain't nobody say, what? Hold up, wait a minute. Why is everybody suffering to get from A to B? We can't get the A to B without this bullshit. Get the broom, get the mop. The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are y'all doing? Nobody wants to clear the path. You just want to go, this is a nice life, isn't it? And crawl on your fucking hands and knees over the broken glass and rusty screws and shit to get to your death. Why the fuck, man, y'all tweaking and we can't get nowhere? Because I think that there are layers upon layers upon layers of things that are meant to intellectually block us from getting to a truth that's actually simple. If I ask anybody if I own myself, if the answer isn't yes, followed by an acceptance of me saying, well, then I'm going to march on and live like it's free. Anybody who can't answer my question in that way and then watch me go off and do that, clapping their hands in pride that I'm seem to be doing what it is that either they have already done or they desire for themselves. One or the other. Why I can't get that reaction? If I go tell a politician that if I go ask him if I own myself, he's gonna have to watch his words. He's not gonna even answer me directly. And if he does, then he feels that he has just overstepped this boundary between me and him in this cordial, and I'm about to corner him and challenge his entire presence as some authority. Because now you're inside my gate now. When you answer that question wasn't bullshit, or if you answer me directly and say yes, I do. Come on in. I got more questions for you because I don't think you believe that, and you look me right in my eye and said that, and I find that disturbing. Who are you, Governor? Who? Senator? Who? Power over me? How? Nah. Either you're not smart or you're not honest about how life is supposed to go in a human existence, man, in a human experience. Y'all not even being honest at all. I wasn't put here by nobody's fucking God to bow down to no politician, cop, judge, or lawyer about nothing unless or until I create a victim out of somebody. And in that case, you don't got to be one of those guys to stop me. Anybody has the right to stop somebody else from victimizing somebody. Period. If they want to regulate these businesses and all this other shit, since the world is a blossoming cell system of communication, right? Global communication for the most part now. There's some remote places that might be untouched by this shit or unreachable. You don't even want to be there type shit. Whatever. For the most part, we got this. It's pretty wide open out here, right? If they want to control the world, and we already know that they do, then they're going to tamper with how we perceive that. While they use it mostly and very obviously for controlling the narrative about any fucking thing that they want after they socially engineer your ass into a position of you moving forward into a predictable series of thoughts and actions thereafter. They know what you're going to do. They know what you're going to do. They know how you're going to respond. You know how you're going to respond. You can hypothetically come up with a news story that will make you sad, happy, scared, angry, whatever the fuck you want. Or you can imagine that. So can they. When they keep on giving it to you, you got to wonder, why is y'all giving me all of this shit right here? How is it that something that they said over their news broadcast got people going Democrat or Republican? Because you wouldn't have came up with Democrat or Republican as titles for yourself without them force feeding you that bullshit. You lose the idea of your individuality as soon as you say you're a Democrat or Republican. And anytime anybody brings a Democratic or Republican viewpoint or position of arguing with me or against me about something, I say, don't bring that. Bring the truth that does not take subscription to those things to which nobody can deny just off the fact that you saying something that's fucking real. Do it like that so that we can stop the denying and the division, because those things are holding us back. Bring only the truth that you can just fucking say that's not associated with an immediate alliance or a combative position, politically or otherwise, with somebody else. Don't bring that stuff. Bring only the shit that makes sense, period. Because the shit that I say will be true if I was a white guy. That's why I never say that I'm a fucking black gun rights activist. I don't need that part. I want you to listen to what the fuck it is I'm saying, because it's got nothing to do with being black, period. How would it? Why would it? Global domination can't be achieved if they say, fuck with these niggas. I have recently been given a little bit of insider information on an angle that I had never seen before. I never really I did pay attention to it, but not in the way that it was articulated when I heard this shit about how Great acts of war sometimes involve white countries versus another fucking white country. Um, and it's like, hey, okay, whatever, cool, whatever. We all know that you gonna fight whoever you close to or whoever you think you can get over on. Those two things really come first. Um, if fights were only about fighting over skin tone or even just over ideologies, it wouldn't happen as much. It would take the true extremists to make these fights, especially when you talk about international fight. It would take a lot to make all of that pop off with only that. It usually takes um it's usually some conquest or acquisition going on. They're trying to obtain resources, routes of travel, set up positions globally so that they can fight other motherfuckers for future things that they already plan on doing or things that they line up. You gotta respect military operations well enough to know that before you see what's happening, how far is their thought process and their fucking actions to make good on the plan that they already had before you realize things were going on if you ever catch wind of it in the first place. Stop it. Sometimes people stop their intellectual examination of these things where their imagination goes. I take this shit as far as my imagination go, and then I give them room for being smarter than me, more clever than me, more evil than me, having a fucking plan that I haven't caught wind of, shit like that. I make room for the fact that I know I don't know what the fuck they doing. So when I do see what it is that they doing, I say that shit. And I try to be as clear as possible and be all inclusive as possible with the things that'll make me say some shit like the CIA is a fucking bittersweet thing. Evil, bad, crazy. But some of the shit that they do, I go, yeah, somebody got to do that, don't they? And then I go, oh, yeah, you do. I would hide that from motherfuckers. I see why you would hide that. Because road rage happens a lot. Somebody's usually damn dead ass fucking wrong in a road rage incident, too, but they fight like they're okay. It's kind of idiotic. It's kind of crazy. These people beg for leaders in a voting process that has been proven to be fraudulent, easy to tamper with, unworthy of your trust, damaging to the actual idea of a democracy that y'all claim to be trying to protect when we really supposed to be protecting a fucking republic. All of those kind of things kind of just tumble and fall and loot and get us further and further into this pit of searching for some kind of identity or team or partnership or guidance to get through the shit that we know that we are very much disappointed with, usually created by government. Usually created by government. All of these things. Government is real good at fixing the problems that they create. And even then, kind of sloppy, kind of messy. The collateral damage they are okay with. You know that there's I don't know if there's a council or if it's just one person or what it is that they do, but I know that there is a process of them calculating casualties, even according to effects that warfare may have on weather. When weather collides with warfare aftermath, especially in nuclear conflict, they have calculations to judge what the weather would do to help spread the aftermath, the the secondhand, right? Secondhand damage, secondhand nuclear smoke is crazy. Somebody's going to calculate that to determine what it is that they can predictably expect when they do things. Don't you know that if that department is there, that is a very clear thing that you can point right at, right? Not like a fake fucking weather fucking. You see what I'm saying? It's something you can point right at. You can point right at them and say, "There it is." Somebody that can say, "Before we do this, let me say that human life is worth more than choosing to do this." My advice would not be to push this red button. My advice would be is to desperately come to some terms and agreements, compromise or whatever that you would imagine that you would try to come to if we were to drop this instead of us actually dropping it. I'm not doing this. But they don't do that. They calculate that going, we gonna see. They ready to push the button. That's crazy. These same guys that are ready to push the button help facilitate all of the laws by which food can go bad under the nose of right under everybody's fucking nose. Um, These Tesla cars can be acting all fucking weird and shit. Other businesses can blossom, especially if they include the opportunity for them to further enslave our minds with technology and shit like that. It's bittersweet. It's a pacifier, really, um, to keep us pacified so that we don't notice what it is that they're doing. They don't want you to play a PlayStation. They want you to shut the fuck up. That's what they want. Um, it's wild. It all just spins around and around like that. So they can trap you here, so that you could think that when you do what it is that you need to do to stand up for yourself, they give you all of the options to stand up for yourself, and they never magnify the one that should have been in plain focus, should have been the main deterrent to government tyranny. Um, and I'm not going to feel guilty for saying these kinds of things. Is that you protect gun rights with gun rights? Excuse me. You protect gun rights with the gun is what I mean. To debate them in a court of law is crazy. Because what you're saying is you will have a gentleman's debate, and if you lose it, you will give up something that you've been saying the whole time is not theirs to take. And how could they? This is a natural right. They're not going to listen to you if you show up to a debate if this is what it is that you have to say. And they go, "Why the fuck are you bringing that in here? We're gonna look at these law papers. We're gonna look at case law, and this judge said this and that, and you fight your way through this, whatever it is." Because it's weird stuff about how the gun thing goes, really, especially when you consider um, the history of gun control, which is crazy because they should teach this into. Think about America, right? Let me tell you this: who in this motherfucker? We're gonna talk about the American school system and how patriotic they want you to be, and how they leave out all of the patriotic shit. That's where I'm going next. They leave out all of the patriotic shit that make you feel like you will smoke DC, China, Russia, any goddamn body. It ain't gonna matter where the tyranny is coming from, wherever it comes from, you gonna fight it. They should have told you that in the high school, but they don't though. They don't give you examples of how gun control ruined these other countries throughout history, and then point to it and say, "This is why America is great. This is why you children, you middle age, you middle school and high school kids, this is what they should be telling them." Just know that in the back of your minds throughout life, while we're pushing this history down your throat and want you to say the Pledge of Allegiance, you know what comes along with that? You're going to have to just be willing to be a part of the militia because you are, and it's not you. You never got an invite. You got an invite by being here. The only debt that you have to this country is that you got to fight for it if somebody tries to take it. The taxation is actually a theft. And if anybody trying to take the taxes or anything else from you, liberty, freedom, or anything, whether it be China, Russia, or anybody, you're supposed to be the one to stand up and fight them, because who the fuck else is going to fight your fight if you're the one that they're trying to subdue? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? That's the American kids. Now run along. Now run along. They should say this in these schools, but they don't. But they don't. They do not say that. Fuck that. Austin, what up? Lance, what up? Thank you, Ricky James. Thanks, man. The monetary system is rough. It's bad. And this is what I be wanting to tell people about the monetary system. What up, Emmanuel? Greenbox Media, of course. Lance Cook. Listen, I am really big on a bunch of different quote unquote conspiracy theories or topics inside the examination of not only what it is that they're doing to us when they feed us bullshit government and religious control and all of that. Not just that. I also want to magnify a bunch of other shit. What is it that we should have been learning while growing up? That it's still not too late for you to try and go capture this knowledge and this understanding. But what is it that we should have been doing instead of the bullshit that they were telling us? You have an opportunity now to go do that. So while you railing against what government is doing and how the school system is fucked up, I don't give a fuck how old you are. Go back and try to retrieve the shit that you think should have been in place of the bullshit that you've been calling out. So I like to do a lot of studying on history, and not just history, but ancient history, bro. I am very much fascinated with the entire story of humanity. The human experience is a dope ass thing to me, and I don't want to start my curiosities as slavery. Stop telling me that shit. Stop telling me that. That's not far enough. That's not my beginning, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about the racial shit. I want to know where we come from. That's a way bigger question than me trying to find out the source of who was the original man. Man, fuck all of that. That's a game inside of the game, like I've been trying to describe in the past fucking live streams, and I've been doing it. I'm gonna take another crack at it because it's one of these deep ideas that I have that I be wanting people to understand. I think it's a highly complex idea, and I think that digging deep into it will help you apply the thought process to other things so that you don't get fooled by silly shit, by childish stuff. But this idea of this game within the game is like, if I agree to play a game with you, I don't know. I don't know why I can't play. Look, I should be able to play football with a bunch of guys that are willing to hurt me inside of the game, but would not tackle me in the parking lot as I'm leaving a restaurant 2 days later. You see what I'm saying? It's not a fair hit because he's playing by the football rules. I might happen to have on my jersey. I might actually be tossing the football in the air. But him hitting me in a fair hit, no flag on the play type of fucking situation, 2 days after the fucking game in a parking lot at a restaurant is assault, bro. You cannot catch me outside. So basically, what I'm saying is, if in order for contract law, government control, and all of these manipulating systems of control, they give you the money and then they control it. The same guys that made the money game are winning the game. You should find that fucking suspicious. You think they would have made a game that they could somehow lose later to an outsider that will be champion of the fucking money game? Stop it. Stop. Look at these things in this way, and then you'll go, well, then the money got to be a fucking bad thing. It's got to be fucking bad. There's got to be some kind of a system of control. And now it better not fucking look like it at all. And then as soon as you start looking, all you see is control. All you see is control. And I like these other issues with the studying of the great history of the human experience, outer space. Some people think that flat Earth is stupid. I think it's stupid too. But I do want to hear the best argument that they have so I can let my ego go, not to let something get by me because I think it's dumb, because I can't make sense of they dumb shit until I exhaust everything that they have to say. And I tend to do this with everything that I do, not just this. You can look at the way I approach everything, and I tend to do this. I won't talk about abortion. I won't really get into the flat earth thing because I don't know enough about it to be barking like the fuck I do about the gun shit, about the freedom shit, about the soul's journey. That's the shit that I know, right? So then I'll talk like that. I won't talk heavily about things unless I'm absolutely sure, right? So I don't talk about a whole lot of things until I feel real sure. And the flat earth debate thing is one of them. Abortion is another one. I don't know how I feel about that. I cannot figure it out. I cannot figure it out, man. I don't know. So much so that I find myself ignoring it altogether because that's a battle for somebody else. And I'm pretty sure somebody's doing that. I hear you, but I know it's important, but about my gun shit. I know somebody's doing that too, waving me off like, I hear you, bro, but my mind isn't there. My soul isn't there. I don't have the required, interest and personal history to develop into a care for that. And that's how life is. I'm okay with that. You don't got to care about the gun shit like I do. I'll cover you. I'll cover you from the rooftop while you do your yoga in the park. Huh? While you work on your car, your dream car, 1968 fastback Mustang. Yeah, I'll cover you while y'all do that fun stuff. Cause I think somebody has to do this part. Somebody has to tell them fuck off with a gun in their hand. But like I was saying earlier, we're never going to get there because I think we're so lost in all of these other avenues of division. It's a divisive thing, man. And I think the biggest divide really is the economic system. I think the class thing is way bigger than the race thing. That's why I can't lose myself in the race thing, because I think there's something else bigger that's out there that's trying to eat me. That I don't want to talk about the race shit like that so much. I'll address it when I got to defend myself. I'll address it when I think that it's stupid, when I'm trying to point it out to you that it's holding us back. But I really don't care. I really, really wish that everybody went, yo, no more race talk or prejudice. We judging on character only. And if you're not with us and your thought process is damaging to the idea of freedom, because that's all I care about, then I need you to separate yourselves from me and please don't be an enemy. If I see you later on some beef shit, I'll smoke you. Like, why can't we do that? I think that's the only divide that really matters, because all of the bad people that's wrecking this shit and holding us in a state of illusion And then delusion for some of y'all, because y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about is true. You're going to go back to, oh, well, not all cops are bad. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, they are. Every single one of them by definition, not by personal description. I don't know that motherfucker. He's probably a cool guy. And if he lost his fucking job or quit today, I probably love him like a brother tomorrow. But not while he's walking around with that illusion because he thinks he can do something to me and I got to yield my life to him. This life, I'm not giving it to nobody. You got to accuse me of creating a victim first. You don't got that? I'm not going to yield to a goddamn fucking thing you ever fucking say. And now we can be bitter enemies and I don't care. You're supposed to be my brother, but fuck you. That's where I am, right? People don't like when I say that shit because people don't understand that shit because they think that if the cops are providing the protection because your ass is scared, you got to defend that at all costs because you're scared. But if you go buy a gun like I tell you, tap into your nature like I'm pointing out to you, that nature intended on you for you to defend yourself. Even your own father tell you that he's not going to be able to do it for you, that he'd be most proud of you when he see that you can do it yourself, that you can maybe even spin the block and come back and defend him. He's going to grow old one day. Might actually even need to be taken care of. That will make your father proud to see you be a strong man that's fucking dominant, right? People don't really want to fuck with you, really. And you happen to be a sweetheart. That's the best outcome that a father can really wish for you. For you to be a sweetheart that everybody kind of wants to love, and every other fucking man says, don't fuck with him. Do not fuck with that man. Your father be like, yeah, I'm proud. Proud to see you stand like that. But government says, call us and wait 22 minutes and we'll try to show up and not shoot you or your dog. Good luck, because some of us are stupid, overly sensitive, prejudiced, psychologically offbeat, yada, yada, yada. And then this is what government gives you in place of your nature that's telling you for you to defend yourself. Y'all are crazy. Get a gun and you'll stop caring about the cops so much. Then you at least hold them in high scrutiny and say, man, whatever y'all do that's not this, that y'all better be protecting somebody. Because I got that part of everything else that you can do for me, bro. It's gonna be like, what can we can outsource that to other people. Crime scene investigation, because something happened to me. We can outsource that to somebody who doesn't think that they're my dad with a gun on his hip. Because my dad couldn't talk shit to me with a gun on his hip. Everybody go, hey, you can't do that. And he'd be like, that's my son. He goes, you can't do that. He'd be like, I gave him life. I'm gonna use this gun to protect him, even if I gotta be the one to hurt him. You go, oh, you sound crazy. You will say that to my father. You will say that to my father. You see how dumb y'all are? Do you see how insane the cop thing is? That we will accept it because you're scared. Because you're scared. You won't go get a gun, though. Go get a gun and master that motherfucker. The fear goes away. What? Y'all are silly. Silly men. Silly men. Silly men. They make these in the same fucking place. They decorate them different, and then you're willing to give this to somebody that needs help. And this is what you give them. No words of wisdom, no more than this. You want to round up to donate to the blah, blah, blah. And then how much of that money go to the cause? Man, stop playing with me, right? They let you play around with your kindness to humanity, right? And then they can watch you, and then they discover who you are by how you handle this. Because if you get enough of these in a stack, somebody will hurt you for real, right? Somebody will fuck you up if you put enough of these in a stack. They don't even really have to know you have a personal beef with you either, actually. And that's crazy. And that the people who are winning the money game, who actually also made the fucking money game, if they cared about you, they would use their resources and influence to create a generation of geniuses and then save the world by solving world hunger like that. Using all of the energy to preserve life and none of it to extinguish life like that. They will work together with the AI, right? They will, hold on, y'all. They will work together with the AI, right? They would. They themselves can figure this out because I can brainstorm it enough to know that with the resources that they put into the war machine, I think that if I had that much leeway to just throw that money around and whatever I can imagine that will move us towards a little bit more peace, freedom, happiness, a greater quality of life overall on planet Earth. If everyone gave me the war budget of the world and said, here, save the world with it, smart guy, I bet you I would. I bet you I could. I wouldn't buy another bomb. It'll all be something else. In between they smart asses, right? With all their medical expertise and And these doctors in this fucking big pharma bullshit, bro. They hurting people, and we know it. More people than AR-15s in a year. The medical field, yeah, they do. They smoke more people than AR-15s a year. So stop playing with me. This is the kind of shit that once I see this and I understand that, everything y'all say after that be going in one ear and out the other. I damn near be ready to fight because I know y'all full of shit because y'all don't even be addressing the real truth. That's so factual and statistically true that anybody who hate on guns should go, that's so alarming that I have to say that I'm going to back off of the gun hate and I'm going to really examine how I feel about the preservation of human life on planet Earth because I think a lot of things that are well within our control are doing a whole lot of damage and it's getting right by me. I don't think I want that to be happening anymore if I want to be a moral person. No one thinks like this. No one. Because everybody think they're a good person by doing whatever it is that they're doing. It's a bunch of bullshit, though. If you gave me that budget, I bet you I'll say this shit. Period. And if you doubt me, fine. But what you can say is that the ones that have fucking surely made a whole lot of fucking war machines out of the budget. Right? They took the budget that could have been for anything and they put it on that. Between they smart asses and AI, they can't figure out how to save the world and get every objective accomplished without the fighting or enslavement of other people. Why they don't put that in the algorithm? See what the fucking AI tells them to do, and then do that. They say not a damn fucking one of you are gonna fucking die under a bomb or in the barrel of a fucking government gun for the idea of conquest, so that a few people can live like gods on the earth while everybody else struggles in confusion and misunderstanding, and desperation, Fuck out of here. Now, if they ain't got that attitude about saving the world, when they have the power to actually be doing that, and you never hear no politician talk the way I'm talking, I'm telling you, all hands on deck, stop the fucking show completely. Nobody else in fucking government business anywhere do or say anything else. Don't say shit, don't do shit. Everyone stop. This is what we're doing, right? Not another dollar spent on another bomb. Funnel all funds and resources into life preservation sciences and medical technologies right now. Higher education for the kids. What we want to do as a scientific experiment, Mr. fucking Scientist, can we make a generation of fucking loving geniuses? High in empathy and intelligence. Why is that not a global fucking project spoken out loud, unrelentlessly sought after? You can hear it in the words that I'm saying that they should not have the control. Maybe it should be me. My orders, first day on the job, is that I'm nobody's fucking boss. I'm not going to treat you like it. And don't treat me like and I want you to not treat me like I'm your boss. Don't do that. I'm not going to treat you like I am. We're not doing none of that. You want to learn about retirement? I'm not going to do your fucking retirement. It's going to be something you preach and talk to these kids about their entire fucking lives. By the time they're old enough to retire, they're going to be tired of hearing the story. They've mastered it. It sounds better than the system that they have. And I'm spitballing off the top of my head in the middle of Iowa. Leave me alone. They drop the ball on these kinds of things, claiming to be morally superior to me, legally superior to me at all. Kiss my man, fuck out of here. No, you're not. And I want you to shut the fuck up talking to me for the rest of my life now. You're disqualified. If they can't talk and then act the way I'm talking. Fuck is you talking about? Anybody else who still want to fight after we moving for the peace, we coming in saying we stopping all the fighting. We finna let bygones be bygones. Israel, Palestine, man, look. I'll build a wall around all the ass and say, man, the best man win. I don't care about either side, really. I know where the tragedy is. I know when it happens. It's not like I don't understand. I've stopped caring. Mostly because they're not going to listen to me anyway. Ain't nobody going to listen to me. I don't give a fuck about that shit then. You ever see somebody trying to break up a fight, even if it's a verbal argument, and the ones arguing won't relent, and the ones trying to break it up go, man, that's what I did. to the Israel-Palestine thing. I don't care. Give a fuck. You can only care so much. And when it seems hopeless, I go, man, whatever. They gonna keep arguing with you motherfuckers about that shit. All y'all are crazy anyway. No God told either one of you motherfuckers that you were special about nothing. Shut the fucking fuck up. You never heard him say that. When did you hear him say that? Fuck is you talking about? Y'all sound insane. Sick of it. Y'all talking about a tangible God like that. The only fucking God I would ever fucking care about is who made the program. Who made the fucking simulation. I don't want to talk about who was mastered the simulation inside of it to be king or ruling this shit. Two different things. I don't give a fuck who got the high score on a video game. I want whoever created the server. Stupid fucks. Now, if that's not the God you're talking about, then let's admit that you're talking about a subcategory inside of a control system, to which I say the true hierarchy, the source of the great consciousness, never intended for me to fucking lay down to anything inside of this shit. Never intended for that to be the case. There was a possibility if you can obtain the fucking power over other motherfuckers to get them to give that to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Proud of myself. I got a gun. Now y'all can kiss my dick. Good luck. Stupid. Don't need no constitution either. Ain't mention the fucking constitutional rights or no amendment or no fucking bylaw or section or title or nothing. When I'm trying to tell you that you are going to leave me the fuck alone or I bust shots. Fuck I need that for? You put it there, now they go debatable. We had a system inside of that paper that makes it debatable. And if you lose the debate, put it down. Play fair. Be a good sport. Don't be a sore loser. This is the kind of shit they tell you when you try to argue gun rights inside of a fucking court system. You should have told them that it's undebatable. And if they want it, you're only going to listen to them if they're willing to shoot. And if they're willing to shoot, you're willing to shoot too. Tell them that that's the only place that the debate will ever happen. Is where motherfuckers are shooting at. If you would have told them that, do you think that they can tell you in California that you cannot do what I get hugs for over here? See why y'all, you see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? Does anybody feel me? Fuck out of my life. The fuck out of my life. Religious political manipulation. Yo, that's a fucking deadly combination, ain't it? You give somebody a fucking holy book and a fucking government title, I bet you they kill someone. They will be accomplices at the very least. They gonna get involved in something that's gonna get someone killed. Fucking talk to me about nothing after that. I ain't never killed nobody, never been involved in nothing or associated with nothing that ended up killing anybody. Morally superior to every one of them. Now they can't rule me. How could they? Why would they? Who would allow them to? Who would listen to me say this shit and go, you're still wrong. Let the cop do what he wants to do to you. Just wait for your day in court. Hope good luck surviving the encounter. Who would be able to say that to me? An idiot who's morally inferior to me, and I don't got to listen to you, and you're not going to do nothing to me about it either. Because you probably pussy enough that you ain't got a gun either. So there's that. That's part of the comfort about being a gun rights activist, is that all your opposition are probably unarmed. You can tell them to fuck off too. You can call them all type of bitches and everything. They ain't gonna never do nothing to you. Fuck their ass up if they fucking throw a punch or throw a rock or surprise. They got the gun talking shit to me about my. You see how crazy that would be, right? That's every cop, ATF, fucking agent, CIA, FBI. Yeah, you bring the gun to tell somebody not to have a gun, but you got blood on your hands. Y'all can't even pass your own background check, government. Shut y'all dumb ass up. It's so idiotic that I feel so enlightened to tell y'all to fuck off. It feels like the most justified aggression like ever in my life. I think it's the most justified aggression you can ever imagine. Is looking to the government and saying, fuck y'all. I think it's an awesome thing, man. Our government seems to think it is too. Because they say that to every other government except their own. And then they say, fuck every one of them except for us. Shut your bitch ass up. I wish they would just like stop insulting us and just stop pretending like they cool, like they the good guys, like they deserve any level of obedience at all, like they don't get blood on their hands. Why can't they answer this question at all? You got blood on your hands in the government business that y'all get involved with? Yes or no? As soon as you go, well, yeah, there's war and there's casualties and about. Well, then you're disqualified from telling me what to do. You know that, right? Because I've never killed anybody, never been associated with a murder or a death of anybody, right? I don't understand why I can't win after that. I still can't win. That sounds like the devil that everybody running from. Now I'll fucking shoot at y'all. The fuck? You'd have to stay away from me. You can't talk. You can't treat me like the bad person if I ain't never hurt nobody, but you kill people. That sounds insane. I want somebody to tell me that it doesn't sound insane. Like, can't anybody do that? I want somebody to do that. I want a judge or a lawyer or somebody who got to stand on business after that. Somebody who will be ashamed by having a conversation with me like this. I want one of them to tell me that what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. And at some point, I do owe my life and obedience to government business, no matter what it is that they've done. Who can say that? What up, Roy? Man, peace and love to everybody here listening to me talk fucking wild. It's frustrating, bro, because I can see like plain as day that the only reason why they're able to do this is not because it's ordained by some god or that somehow they deserved it because they've achieved anything. Only thing they've really achieved is the mind control to get you to help them do this shit and to stand down in ignorance or in fear. If you can see them and you know what the fuck is up, you'll stand down in fear. They got all of these layers of protection to keep you from actually stopping them while they do things that you would not let a group of Crips or Bloods or GDs or Italian mobsters do. What the fuck is wrong with me saying this type of shit and then people still move on? Like, but I gotta vote and I'm gonna respect and salute when I see off-duty officer. Who did you ever see an off-duty officer? You see how they try to hide? They always wonder if you can recognize them for being the cop that arrested you or somebody else. It's funny. I was in a Hy-Vee grocery store here in town. This was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I kept looking at this guy because of the T-shirt that he had on. I was trying to read the T-shirt, and he kept looking at me like he was nervous though. And I nodded at him, and he nodded and kind of looked me up and down. And then I seen him kind of flatten his shirt out, kind of, pop his shirt out so it wasn't tucked into his jeans, like not at all. It was a loose fitting shirt. He wanted to make sure it wasn't tucked inside his jeans at all. Later on, I kind of put two and two together and went, oh, that's because he was armed. He's trying to make sure he wasn't printing. He was checking me out, and his subconscious called for him to recorrect the possibility of him printing while he's concealed carrying. I totally watched all of that, but couldn't put it together until later. Um, and then I looked him in his face and I go, "Damn, you look familiar too. That's crazy." So now I'm looking at him because he looks familiar, and we both doing a double take, looking away from each other and looking back. And he kind of smiles and he goes, "Do I know you?" I go, "Nah, I don't think so, but I thought you looked familiar." Um, and we just kind of smiled and nodded and kept on going. Not too long after that, this might have been, I don't know, a few months. It wasn't too long because it was in short enough time for me with my short term memory. And when I seen him, I instantly said, "You the guy I seen in the grocery store," and it was a cop that was pulling me over. He actually pulled me over for something that he would rather address me about just to point it out to me because he knows that it's something that's not like either common knowledge or might be something that people easily miss. It wasn't reckless driving or nothing, but he pulled me up and said, "Hey man, you kind of did this, man. Try not to do that because it's supposed to be done like more like this, and you create the risk when you do that. Don't do that." I'm like, "Okay, okay, 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 okay." He asked for my license and all that other shit, and then I realized that it was a guy from the grocery store. He realized it was me too because he kind of smiled and he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember you. You had the gun on you." Like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "I had mine too." It's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know. I'm putting two and two together now. I'm remembering our encounter. That's what's up." But it was crazy watching him be like so cautious the way he was, and he thought that I recognized that he was a cop. Um, And he says, yeah, I go to grocery stores. Most of the time my wife goes. And he says, I'm usually in and out of the public. I don't do the public thing too much, he says. Now, that could be unrelated to his job, but I put two and two together all like that. Because for him to explain it in that way and say it like that, I kind of felt like he was saying I keep it low key when I'm out in public because I'm a police officer. And he might actually also have some history in doing some undercover work. So that could either be a part of what he had going on that day. It could be just how he moves. Um, Regardless, something that he kind of picked up from his undercover work that he thought that's the best thing for him to do is just kind of move incognito in general. I don't know what it was, but we just kind of put all that together uh, like that. And it was kind of funny. That whole experience was kind of cool. But see, this is what open carry does for you because I was openly carrying a pistol. Um, so between those two things, you know, his profession and me having his gun on me, obviously openly having a gun on me, it created a response to the police officer, and I thought that was kind of funny, man. Good experience. Open carry is a very deep, long going, and 24/7 um, social experiment, uh, so to speak. Not that I'm doing it for experimental purposes. I conceal carry. I mean, I openly carry for for political reasons to make a statement, of course, and for comfortability. Like conceal carry, I don't care what y'all say. You can get this host and that host, and it's kind of comfortable. It's comfortable-ish. You can get it as comfortable as you can imagine it being, but it's not comfortable. You're not telling the whole story. You're lying. It's kind of uncomfortable. Uh, Going into places, restaurants, um, movie theaters, and places like that. Conceal carrying, man, is just uncomfortable, man. I don't care what you say. Um, when I have to do it, I don't like it. Period. I would much rather openly carry. And in regards to openly carrying, I talk about the tactical reasons that you could open carry versus concealed carry, and I talked about the benefits and pros and cons of both. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go over that again, but I will say that um, openly carrying provides an opportunity to have a conversation, to educate somebody, to express some camaraderie with those who are concealed carrying, but they see me openly carrying, then they go, "You got your shit in the open? I can dig it. My shit right here." And people do that to me. They come up in public and do the high five shit. We high five, and then that, and then we have that exchange, and it's a beautiful thing. But you can't get that. Me and him was both concealed, and we wouldn't know that we was brothers in that way like that. You know, very often these are white guys too, man, who very often I can tell by how they look, talk, act, and shit like that. They don't indulge in my kind of a cultural thing. They don't adopt it as their own. That's for sure. Not even a little bit. We don't got the same taste in women. Um, maybe in some cases we do because men all kind of think alike enough on that deep natural shit that if I think a bitch look good, uh, a tap dancer from San Francisco is going to think that bitch look good too. Baseball player from New Orleans is going to think she look good too. An accountant from Pittsburgh is going to think she looks good too. We're all going to think she looks good. If she's hot enough, she's going to get that what they call universal appeal for sure. But when I see people from different walks of life show me like the brotherhood and the camaraderie and the sincere man, I'm glad you got a gun coming from people who don't even be black all the time. Happy to see a nigga with a gun. The racial divide is weird because I think no one makes room for white people who like black guys like but hate nigga shit though. Y'all don't even make room for those kind of guys. They might just be scared of like black guys who got a game banger street. I'll fuck you up and take something from you if I feel like it, whenever fuck I feel like it kind of mentality. If any of that in their imagination scares them at all, I can imagine some of them be scared enough that they might have like an off-putting in about some people in some situations sometimes. And if you ask me, like, well, they're black guys, and then you're like, oh, it's like, man, nigga, I get around some type of niggas and go, man, I feel unsafe and challenged in this motherfucker, bro. I feel unsafe. Um, it's just it's just a thing, man. And white boys got a right to feel like that too. Shit, niggas feel like that about some type of niggas in some situations. Hell, niggas who gang bang, um, Niggas who gang bang feel uncomfortable around other niggas if they can recognize are also gang banging. Fuck is wrong with y'all, bro? Like, make room for the ones that make sense, bro. Um, and white folks, when we can't tell what the environment it really is about and what's going on, I'm not saying that every quote unquote race card is justified because it's not, but sometimes that shit is, and I need y'all to stop pretending like it never is. I need y'all to stop that, okay? Just stop it. You're not being honest. You just not. You just not. Because you know that you heard some white people that talk very harshly about black people. You know you've heard that before. Maybe inside your family, maybe you yourself. You know you heard that. Can we stop pretending like that doesn't exist? Right? Now, imagine the people that you hear talk and act like that with the government job. Imagine. Stop the plane. Stop. Just stop the bullshit. We all stop bullshitting. Like you don't understand that when some black folks say systematic racism, it's not all bullshit just because some black people can't escape it or never had it bump into them hard enough to actually effectively stop them. Because a lot of white people, a lot of people in general don't want no smoke. They want to live their life. We don't draw a line between who feels like that and who's capable of acting like that. We just say if you feel like that, you're the problem. I don't care about what anybody feels like. What I care about is a racist with a badge. I don't care about a racist neighbor. Tell him to do something to justify me shooting him so he can die for his race. So we can see if he means it. Other than that, I don't care. I'm never going to stop people from feeling like that. That's not a fight that I want. I don't care. It's a wasteless fight. I don't want to put my energy there. My energy would be ineffective right there. I want to put it someplace where I think when I put it there, it's going to change some. It's not going to change some trying to make people not racist. It will change some if I tell y'all that a racist cop should be able to be challenged for his violations of natural human rights and his oath of office and all of that on the spot while he's doing it. And if race is the motivation, then that black guy should be able to shoot that white cop dead and not go to jail. And not go to jail. This is how you tell racists you can't hide behind that badge, bro, because we examine the body cam footage. The moment that a judge sees a violation of human rights, they should say, from this moment on, that's not a police officer. What happens next is his problem. And then if it leads to a tussle or a resisting arrest and the officer gets killed, you should be like, you violated. You gave up your badge when you did that. This is what we're doing. If you violated, give up your badge in the midst of that shit. They can do whatever they want to do to you. If you told cops that they would stop doing it, and who would not just move forward with this plan? Who would not want cops to know that they can't keep doing that so that they stop that and that the work that they do would have to be respected? If they can say that nobody can argue that they violated anything, so everything that happened made the cop put the cop in a position of being right. Then I had to be like, well, the cop risks his life to be a cop. I kind of trust him. Let's see what happens. And when he does stuff, and I go, that's he did what the fuck I would have been legally and lawfully and maybe even morally responsible to do if I was there. He didn't do nothing wrong. I would have did the same shit. Then I go let that cop rock his shit. Let him have his thing. Let him do his thing. I would say that. I would say that. We're not gonna get none of that because y'all give a leeway for regular human beings to fulfill this void and do bad stuff to it, and then y'all make it hard for them to get chin checked when they deserve to be chin fucking checked. Why y'all make it hard for them to be chin checked too? That's crazy. Tell the cop to be who he gonna be and support that oath of office and the Bill of Rights and the entire fucking Constitution. And if he fuck up, he could die today. Don't violate. You violate, it's over. In the moment, that's a forfeit. Just like if you commit a crime in front of a cop, no less, in front of a cop, commit a crime in front of a cop. He goes, "You were free 5 minutes ago, free American. You violate right in front of me. I hereby proclaim you fucking at a loss of your freedom, motherfucker. You're arrested. Freedom gone now in a moment. And if he can't obtain you, you're guilty of losing your freedom. Even if you kill that cop, you're guilty. You're supposed to lose your freedom. If you commit that real crime in front of you, you can't even escape it now. Once that ball is rolling, it follows you. You got to atone to that. If a cop violates his oath of office, the Constitution, and everything he's supposed to stand for, why is he not guilty in that moment and forever held accountable in that state of guilt as he moves forward, holding everything he does accountable? I don't know why that don't sound fair. It seems intellectually honest too. I don't know, man. I sometimes I be feeling like I be thinking hard enough about this stuff. It kind of seems like I want to solve the problem. I I think the law society likes it the way it is. Do you think that cops would like it if you told them that a violation of the oath of office will fucking relinquish their title and protection in that instant? They will be scared as if they're thinking, wait, I was hoping to use that protection to do exactly that, to violate you motherfuckers. Now you're gonna tell me I can't use that? Any good cop that means it should say, deal, deal. I didn't come out here to do that. That's not what I'm out here for. Are you accusing me of that? That's what a real cop would say to you, bro. Y'all tweaking. Can't respect you if you won't say that. And I don't care what you say now either. I don't give a fuck. A cop that can't mean his job that much, that sincerely to say what it is that I just said, I don't trust him. You should be willing to get your ass smoked on sight if you violate somebody's rights. You can't agree to that. Then either you plan on violating or you know that your ignorance will cause for you to violate by default because you are inside of a flawed, you're inside of a system as a flawed human being. Why don't y'all admit one or the other? You see the intellectual examination and honesty and how I'm putting this? This is why I don't like them. They won't allow you to think like this. The schools won't teach you to think like this. I just happen to be a detail oriented person. And I'm always expecting that new details and nuances could hold the power to change the dynamic in my thought process on anything at any time. So then I go, well, then it all matters. Then I want to hear it all. I want to consider it all. And when I give it to you raw about what the fuck it is that I think I see, I'm gonna be thorough, fully with the intentions and expectations that you be thorough when you tell me that I'm wrong. Bring it. I don't think I'm wrong about nothing. Fuck y'all. And by fuck y'all, I mean government. Fuck y'all, motherfuckers, man. Fuck y'all, bro. If good cops existed, then bad ones wouldn't. No, they wouldn't because they be getting fucked up by their partner, slammed on the ground, arrested, all type of shit, brought on charges, taking a stand against these motherfuckers and all that. And they almost never do that. They never do that. You know what they do like to do though? They form gangs inside of it because the police as a fucking gang ain't enough. They become cops and then create gangs inside the police departments like LA fucking uh, county, Orange County fucking sheriff's departments all over there in California. Those motherfuckers are insane. Gang banging, gang hand signs, tattoos, and everything. They do not fucking play over there about that cop gang shit. They don't play. I find it strange that people watch this and go, there's a possibility for great abuse of a great abuse of power inside of these things. And when they see an opportunity for a great tragedy, violation of human rights, safety, peace, prosperity, freedom, liberty, justice, and all that shit, when they see a mechanism that can provide an outlet for that type of shit, they get on that shit, right? But government won't call themselves that. The AI won't call government that. Don't government look like a vehicle, a machine, a tool to be used? Huh? To do what? Engage in conquest and mass murder. These are not exaggerations. Not a cop, judge, or lawyer can tell me that what I just said is an inaccurate description of what we're dealing with. It is. Those things cannot go without government involvement, government power, government will. The taxation that funds this shit can only be implemented by government powers. The illusion of the authority that somebody has the power to force you into these systems. It's a machine. It's an ever revolving door. The people that are populating government business right now were not here 60 years ago. It's a machine, it's a tool, it's a thing, it's a shell of a thing that went inside of it. Human things happen, human error, human prejudices, and things like that. Um, uh, Religious implications all inside of this. Y'all call this a Christian nation, then y'all say separation of church and state. Like, even in institutions like marriage, the birth certificate thing, you guys are heavily involved in so much of the natural flow of things. Why can't y'all do what it is that y'all do while removing yourselves from the things that seem to be violations or intrusive acts of control. That's all I want government to do. I want y'all to be minimal, transparent, unarmed for the most part. I think the protection in the army and the military service for this country should be made up mostly of the citizens. And I don't mean, well, it is. We recruit people from. So you know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm talking about every fucking able-bodied man considering themselves in active fucking duty to protect the fucking country in general. And I think this. I think naturally we would do this, or else motherfuckers would fuck the country up from the inside and from the outside. So get your balls up. If you want this shit to survive, then you stand up and do the right thing and be smart and be loving and be protective and dominant and righteous, or else it'll fall. How about that for the motivation to keep your fucking shit together, you stupid motherfuckers? That ain't enough motivation for y'all? Y'all need government business to do it with the fucking taxation and all this other shit? The separation into these for different classes of people? Military is a whole nother fucking class of fucking people, right? And then they treat them like shit after they fucking take advantage of the bravest of us. And then they come back and then they act like these guys are fucking uh crazy, dangerous, unworthy of even owning a fucking gun when these guys were just overseas fucking risking it all for a government lie. And then look how they treat them when they get back here. When I say fuck government and fuck the military, I don't be meaning fuck the people. I'm talking about fuck the lie that they use on y'all to to draw from your hearts and souls such a noble thing that you want to do, just for them to be lying to you about it. That's what I mean. Fuck them for lying to you. And every time I see one of y'all, I cringe. Because I go, damn, I see a hero and a sucker. And you know they feel like suckers. The PTSD, their discontent with government business and how government handles them after, and they get all disappointed and shit. They think you're a sucker because they go, you ain't heard stories from the generation before you motherfuckers been saying a lot of the shit that y'all complaining about right now has been like this for decades, man. Decades, man. Why you complaining now? You ain't heard us? I thought you knew what you was doing when you got here. They think you're being crybabies, sore losers. This is what they think of y'all. That's why they disregard a lot of the shit that y'all say. They go, man, fuck out of here, bro. Y'all get way up here to act like you don't know how this goes. It's crazy. It's like meeting a fucking stripper, right? Giving her money, more money than she wanted, fluffing her up, getting her to leave with you, selling her a dream that you're gonna take her out of this place, smashing her for 2 weeks, and then when she calls you or texts you, you act like you don't even know who she is. You don't recognize her face even. And she goes, "Thought you was gonna save me from this shit. I thought you was trying to fall in love with me." Then the guy goes, "Bitch, I've been in this strip club smashing you strippers for years. You've seen me. You've heard stories. Are you insane? Just what the fuck? Are you crazy? Not saving you." And then the devastation of the hoe. To be surprised. Then a trick. Played her like a hoe. Weird. 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 You can feel bad for her. Kind of hard to be pitiful, but you can say that you wish that shit didn't happen like that. And that's what I got to say to the military fucking the services. Thank you for your service. I wish none of that shit happened like that. They lied to you. They played you, bro. Now you disappointed. Huh? You should have been listening to your vets. All these guys you looked up to that drew you into this fucking life in the first place. You ain't hear the sob stories? Nigga, the name is RPM Trade Vietnam for a reason. The most highly protested fucking war where we begged them not to do that shit. We begged them not to do that shit, bro. Why the fuck you gotta beg a government not to kill people? Not to send us to war? Don't do none of this. Find a better way for you to do this. You so smart that you see the outcome. You already see the remedy. Y'all are all over this. You can't be over it enough to actually be smart enough to avoid the fighting part. Don't do this. And they did it anyway. Fuck y'all, right? What they do it for? A blank check over there to run the fucking currency up, to get that inflation cracking. It's all part of a plan. Motherfuckers act like that history ain't got nothing to do with today. But the inflation today can't get where it is unless they've been doing what they've been doing to it since it got here, since the money got here. Every day is connected to the one before it, you asshole. It all plays its part, it plays its role. If we would have never been taken off the gold standard, it'd be kind of hard for them to do what it is that they're doing right now. That played a role in it. It's not history that's supposed to be forgotten. It all matters. Fuck them. Why do y'all trust them so much? Why y'all like them so fucking much that you'll go fight and die for them? What's crazy is that you can enlist, right? And then have a president that you didn't vote for be your commander in chief. You took your vote seriously. You tried to vote against this motherfucker who you may have actually expressed concerns of um, great distrust for how this motherfucker's gonna hold the future of America in his hands. And you voted against him, but he won. You in the military, when he points his finger, you gotta go fight for that. I can't honor you moving forward anyway because of for the love of my country, I will. Man, you crazy, you crazy. For the love of your country, you will help the guy who you wish didn't win. I'm not gonna respect y'all. I'm not gonna respect y'all because I think the intellectual facade that y'all put up for being these things, obtaining these titles and shit, can't fucking match the civil logic that I'm giving you right now. That I think is fucking undebatable. I think you're insane. I think y'all insane. I just had a revenge kill on Grand Theft Auto. This player been kicking my ass, and I'm like, "Fuck is you talking about, bro? Get off me!" But yeah, man. Who in the chats, man? Yo, stay safe, Freedom Inc. Glad to see you here, bro. I'll go read your comments here in a minute. Who else is in here? Um, yeah, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Listen, I don't know, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be around this motherfucker because the expectation that I have for true patriots, true protective men, honest men, intellectually honest, sensible men. I would expect for these motherfuckers, these type of people, to recognize enough of what's going on that I would see more togetherness, and more of an attempt to create not only a movement, but a movement that leads with peace. That's what I thought I was doing, and no one knows that I'm here. Hug an AR owner. It's some dope shit. It really is. It really is, man. Um, we need shit like that, more of it, and it needs to be bigger. We need to be able to command their attention in such a non-violent way that they cannot even misconstrue it for being violent. That they're misconstruing it for being violent will be so insane that it should be so insane that if we have to react harshly to their tyranny or dominance, everyone is cheering for us when we do it, and we just say, "Here it is, y'all. Well, the truth is out. This is what we doing, man. There's no more debating. This is where we are. They're crazy. They're trying to get us. They're doing too much, and now it's over. Here we go, man. Like until that happens, push all of the love and get all in their faces with as much love as you can, without relenting about the things that you care about the most, until they either change it or start fighting you. And tell them that it's going to be one or the other. They're going to change it. They're going to have to fight us, man. That's super fair. It's super fair. A real politician would tell you, even if he doesn't believe that we're in a position to need such things right now, he would have to say that that option is always on the table. And it's what makes America great. Actually, make America great again means be willing to smoke a politician for that bullshit. That's what it means to me. I'm gonna get me a hat now. Make America great again, and I'm gonna put a fucking politician, fucking image of a politician on a fucking shirt or a fucking hat or something with a fucking around his shit. Yeah, put that shit on a shirt and put a name tag on it that says any politician and put a fucking nice little around his fucking dick gobbler, right around his shit. Squeeze it till it don't work no more. Put that image on a shirt. Any politician on the name tag, I'm doing it. Fuck is you talking about? That's what they deserve. I don't know why I gotta play games with y'all. I'm gonna fucking say it. Any politician will have to admit to it. A tyrannical government deserves to be challenged with violence if necessary. That's a sentiment that they would have to say. Yeah, but that ain't us. You can say yeah, but that ain't us. You can follow it up with that ain't us. I'm okay with that. I expect for you to say that because I don't expect for you to say yeah that be us. You're not going to admit it. It's like catching a cheater. Only thing you can do with catching a cheater is just deliver all of the information and the things that led you to believe that that's what they was doing was cheating. Sitting there with the expectation that you're going to rest your entire conclusion on them admitting it. That's fucking retarded. That don't even make no sense. So when you talk about government bullshit, I'm not waiting for them to indict themselves. Are you insane? We gotta go through the entire process on our own, but together. You dig what I'm saying? On our own, but together. It's us v them anyway, right? Do they look guilty of something? Whole court, examinations, everything. Do it all, right? When they're guilty, make the arrest. When it's time to hand out the punishment, give it to them according to what they agreed to on their fucking in their oath of office. And there should be no debate. Just don't be guilty, Mr. Governor. Don't be guilty, Mr. Senator. Just don't be guilty. It ain't even too much to ask for. Y'all should go under examination. We should hold a national court against all of their asses and ask for a blanket examination of almost like class action complaints that we can have that are broad enough that would blanket entire sections of government by definition, and then say, is there anything built into your order of operations that actually causes you to violate your oath of office? And if that's the case, we can sweep and get a gang of you motherfuckers like tonight. Answer the question and then, just ask the question and then answer it. And if it's true, then go, well, then all of y'all are going. That's easy. What? Am I bugging? Fuck is you talking about? Don't touch me either. Now, kiss my dick. And I ain't fucking suicidal. I would never hurt my family. Are you crazy? I would never hurt my family. And I'm not never. I want to live for 500 years, bro. I got work to do. As a matter of fact, I'm so disappointed with the universe that I can't get 500 years. I've already booked my fucking flight back to this bitch after I die. I'm coming back. I'll be back. I've already booked my flight, bro. So don't act like I want to not be here. Yes, the fuck I do. Now, so I love my movement and what I got going on because it can't be misunderstood for violence. I'll make a call to action right now. Everyone stand up with a list that we need to research and then make of government offices that do things that you might suspect would be a violation of their oath of office. We should all do this and spread it around all of the social medias and then share answers to whether that's a violation of an oath of office or not. And when we collectively do that, we should say, well, then we're indicting entire fucking sections. But then we can't move forward with indictments like that until we say we're going to replace these guys as we indict them and remove them with other people who, for the sake of saving planet Earth, through crowdfunding and everything else to support a low-level, mediocre lifestyle for these people while they do this, they should be able to do this and live and eat, right? But we're not going to make them rich either. So that should be easy. To feed and house people to do these jobs when we're not being taxed by the government that we're removing, and we want to be charitable and we're willing to sacrifice for the future of the fucking kids, all of this should be fine. If we remove them, you got to come up with a plan to replace them, and this is what it is. This is what you do. And then as we're replacing them, our replacement will know there's no way for them to get rich. If they get rich somehow, does that got anything to do with their government positions or business or vantage points? then they will be executed the same way we're about to execute the ones that we remove right in front of everybody so that you know we're not fucking playing. So all of the people that step up to say, I'll be a senator, we'll be like, oh, we trust you because you know we don't smoke your ass, but we just smoked 7 of these motherfuckers. The fuck? I'm actually giving y'all bits and pieces of a movie that I'm writing. No joke. I graduated with a digital film degree. I'm a legit aspiring filmmaker. I got shit registered with the Writers Guild in LA and everything. Works of intellectual pieces of property. I'm a film writer, so you can't spin what it is that I'm saying about nothing. It's not a literal call to action, so to speak, but it goes into the hypothetical when I say that if we were to move forward with these things, being fearful of what to do without them is not a concern. Use your damn brain. If y'all would use your brain, y'all wouldn't be scared. I think when y'all scared, I think that y'all are weak and uh, and stupid. You're only going to be scared if you're weak and stupid. If you're strong and you're intelligent, then you go, there's not going to be a challenge that we can't face in trying to rebuild a society or redefine society. What's going to happen that we couldn't overcome? I don't give a fuck how painful it is. Get through the growing pains, but change it. It'll be better later. I don't understand what the fear is. So get them the fuck out of the way and then replace them with people that know they're going to get their ass smoked if they violate. After they watch motherfuckers that violated get their ass violated. Fuck is you talking about? Damn, do it sound like I'm trying to save it? Do it sound like I'm trying to enslave y'all and a lot of y'all? Don't sound like I'm trying to take shit from nobody. It sounds like I'm trying to give you anything. Fuck is y'all talking about? Do that shit. Get rid of them. Replace them. Trust the ones that you replace. Trust the ones that you replace them with, because they know, and they're not gonna get rich. They can't, and they can give up their life right now to go change courses and go do this. Say, hey man, where you work at? How much you make? We'll double it. Just come over here and be this. You got to learn this, study this, do this. We need people we can trust to kind of rebuild this shit and hold this public services the government's supposed to be doing. We got to hold this shit up without the corruption, though. You get in here and do it with no corruption. We're gonna pay you. You'll be fine, but don't be corrupt. Or we gonna smoke you. But we do need somebody fresh that's not connected to them. That's not wrapped into this. It's not like tainted. Damaged, broken, compromised, corrupted. We can't let them people stay here. Y'all go do it, bro. We're gonna make it worth it for you financially. Just go, please. And when they go, and they know they're gonna get smoked, we can trust them. And then we forever keep our eye out for whoever trying to climb the mountain, bro. Because if you're trying to climb the mountain to be above anybody, you get your ass smoked. I don't care what the reason is. You say God told you that, we'll smoke you and the God you talking about. Oh, you said your race is a fucking some kind of a fucking uniform of superiority? Oh, we'll smoke you. And anybody who want to bring that energy up here, we'll fuck you up. You're not finna rule nobody for no reason. That's what you do. Been saving the fucking world this entire fucking live stream. Then I'm out of here, bro. I'm about to grab something to eat. I'm about to get my kill count up on Grand Theft Auto on these fucking police, because every time there's a stat on the game where you can see how many cops you done killed in the game, my shit got to be high, bro. Sometimes I turn the game on and all I do is just war with the cops for 20 minutes and turn it off. It'd be my break between the shit I got going on. I just got an LLC. My first LLC, I just got it about 5 or 6 days ago. I just applied for it. It's all going through. It's all going smooth so far. My LLC company name is legit. It ain't been taken, so it's original. I'll give y'all the name of it. It's called Mazed and Confused. That's the name of my business. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it's about, but if you ponder the name, I want to see who can come up with the idea. A unique idea that I came up with. It's dope. The company's called Mazed and Confused. It's my shit. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. So I got this business idea. I've been working on it. It's gonna call for some high levels of creativity, a whole bunch of money, and some investors, and a lot of hard ass work, and a lot of fucking decision making. And me being a man of detail, this is where I'm supposed to shine, because the detail that is going to be involved in bringing this business into full fruition to manifest this as a legit standing business, I'm finna have to be amazing, bro. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't feel like this, but I don't feel like I bite off more than I can chew. But I got these great dreams, and then I go, how close am I to that? So far away, so far away. And I won't lie, I can feel the discouragement inside of that, but I shall press on. This idea that I have is a beautiful idea. And once I start developing it more, I'll start giving you guys more details and information. I'm not going to have to beg for your support of it because it's very much separated from the gun rights activism. Um, and it's for everybody. Oh, well, the gun shit is for everybody, but this is truly for everybody. Totally uninvolved in political stuff. And it's a dope business venture that I think should make me a lot of money because what I'm going to do is bring a part of my world and my perspective and my visual stimulations out of my mind and into the world. And it's going to be dope. So I'm proud of it. We're gonna see what it turns into. I should have been a millionaire 7, 8 times in my life. I'm not exaggerating. Different things that I've come up with or said. I start saying shit out loud to people so that people I have some witness to the ideas that I have. If I have an idea that's good enough that I swear the world could benefit from for any reason at all, I've learned to say it out loud so that I have a witness, somebody who I can say, "See, I told you." There are apps and stuff right now for grocery shopping and food recipes and stuff that are out right now that I came up with 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. I spoke these things out, said it to a friend of mine too, and when the world started doing it, he was like, "You should move faster. You should have did that. This is what you said." I go, "Yup." He was like, "Ah, you fucked that up," and that's one of fucking. It's got to be 6 or 7 different things that um, should have made me rich had I had resources and a go getter spirit enough to drop everything that I'm doing and hardcore chase the fuck out of something. Um, but this one, I'm going for it. Got an LLC. Going to try to build this up, jazz it up enough in my conception to get some investors to bring this shit to life. I'm proud of it. Um, I want it to be a surreal experience for people, and I can't wait to see it develop because what I want is for people to stop ignoring and kind of be visually forced, very much like a beautiful, medieval cathedral or something, or an art museum, very much like you go there to have all of your visuals, the whole of your visual senses. You want them to be uh, dominated by intentional stimulation with the intent to elevate uh, your train of thought and your self awareness to a higher level, even if for just a moment. This is what you go to art museum for. And that's a beautiful thing too. I recommend to everybody. I don't care how ghetto thugged out you is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how hardcore um hillbilly you are. I don't care. Go to I think everyone should go to an art museum and then get some therapy too. Even if it's for a short while. It can be brief. Do um a few sessions in somewhat short, in somewhat rapid succession possibly. Um, even if you don't think that you need help, just go do that. Don't do it for help. Do it for um the satisfaction. And we all want to do this anyway. You ever been in public and you make small talk with um somebody out in public and it turns into a way too long of a conversation and you gotta go and they won't stop talking. And right when you feel like they're kind of dragging you into a conversation that you would much rather end, you contribute to the conversation because they spark something inside of you. You want to say something to them. Um, and here you are another 10 to 15 minutes and it's your fault this time. That round was on you. Sometimes that happens. Man, we all want to talk to somebody. And sometimes you want to see if what it is that you're thinking, feeling, and having concerns about is so valuable and so valid and so relevant in the world that you could high five a stranger while passing by because he goes, fuck yeah, you too? Yeah, me too. Right? There's something about that. We want to be understood. We want to be recognized for surviving the struggles of life and all of that stuff, man. Uh, I don't know. Deeply and sincerely examine what the fuck we got going on, man. And I think we'll fix it. I think when you allow the hypnosis of social engineering experiments and mind control fucking experiments and shit that they do on you all the time, if you indulge in that so much so that you cannot see the forest for the trees, you won't realize that every little bit of discontent that you have with the way society is proof that you're in a battle because there's too many strikes. How many times you're gonna be disappointed with this and that before you realize something's wrong? Is there somebody we can blame for this? Is there a reason why this is like this? Is it a train of thought or a process or a pattern that humanity has fallen into that is making this? Pain exists in society when we have such beautiful things like fucking internet and technology and shit. How we got this great shit and we can't stop fighting over race and cultural differences and stuff? What the fuck are y'all fucking weird? Stop. Y'all are annoying. So frustrating. So beautiful and so stupid. All of this shit is. It's so much of all of the good and all of the bad that is that's frustrating. Like, damn, how come the beauty can't get you to say, yeah, how about we turn the volume down on that negative shit so this beauty shit can be super loud because we know we can do it. We see it all the time. We all know we enjoy it when we see the world being a little bit of beautiful sometimes. And put more effort into making that shit like that. And then do more of a fucking effort of calling out the real bad stuff, especially when you know it's got long term, highly damaging effects on not just your life, but the lives of people who ain't even here yet. Stop standing by. Fuck! I fucking hate. I love hate y'all. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang get a gun today and fucking fix your life, man. Fix your life. You owe it to yourself, and if you fix your life, you can fix everybody else's too. Apologizing to your Jesus and then never righting the wrongs that you created with the people that you victimized is silly. Morality know you full of shit. You better go fix that shit. RPM Trey Vietnam Wu Bang get a